They have catch, they have team fight, they have good laning presence all around. Very solid trial of heroes here for Optic. IG needs to look to have some answers for the lane though. Because if they have weak lanes, we might see some Venom off lane with maybe with the Sand King dual lane pressuring your carry. They have to make sure that they have solid lanes to avoid that from happening.
I feel like they telegraphed the Sand King pickup. I mean, we already highlighted it before we even saw the beginning of the draft, but they also banned the Rubik. I'm really surprised that IG felt like the OD was more of a threat.
Because of the Abaddon, I guess when you have Abaddon on your team, you don't really want to play against like OD is really good against all those like tanky heroes, a lot of beef. Then you just like keep stealing that in.
IG themselves ran with the Abaddon OD in one of their wins, right? I think it was versus the other Chinese team, VGJ.
I think Earth Spirit, Disruptor, Jakiro, all viable pickups here for IG. Something that it's a little bit harder to kill. They need some control, certainly, and to pair with this Tiny as well.
QCRI on the board.
Longer disable of the Earth Spirit, I think, has very value against Venomancer oftentimes. Same reason why Disruptor is going to be a good pickup here.
10 seconds remaining.
Wonderful to see the Tusk come out for IG as well.
5 seconds remaining.
Depends on what kind of mid carry they're thinking about running here. They're running, if they want to be able to, if it's a hero they need to protect, right, like a Death Prophet or something, then Tusk looks a lot better. But right now, I prefer the more offensive.
Against Witch Doctor, maybe I prefer a Spirit because then I have the extra silence against him. I don't know, it's like, we have this discussion so much about Tusk and Earth Spirit. We know that a lot of teams just prefer Tusk over Earth Spirit
It comes down to
general.
Personal player preference almost, doesn't it?
Yeah, that definitely plays a factor as well. But in general, like Tusk provides you with more opportunities to win your lanes, especially the mid lane. We'll just have to see. Optic has a lot of options with this trial opening. You can go for a 4 protect 1 strat, which is quite common with them. Setting up for like a really big hero, because these 3 heroes and maybe with the 4th hero can create a lot of pressure around the map to maybe secure like a TB pick or AM final pick. Those are or even a Morphling last pick could be really, because there's a Tiny on the enemy side. So all these big carries are really looking good right now to pair with all this kind of space creating heroes for Optic.
Does the Death Prophet fit here?
Go in a different direction. Go Brutal Lone Drew.
All right. Well.
There's the big Pycat carry. It also leads into the fact of our earlier discussion where CCNC is going to be sacked. This kind of continues simply because 33 is going to be the Venomancer player, I believe. So then we have, if they run like Venomancer safe lane, that means CCNC is probably going to be in your off lane situation.
You think it's possible they run like a call, like a mid Venom, and then put 33 on Sand King, and then have another support? Oh. That's the Boboka hero, I presume.
Yeah.
You would imagine that would be. Yeah. This is the 6th time they've picked it.
I'm not a big fan of the support Pango though. Even though there was one game, I think Zai played it. It was he had a really good performance. But overall, I feel like this hero tends to work better as a core. But we'll have to see how it works this game.
I talked to Zai about that game as well, and I said, here's the way I see it. It was like your laning phase. It was very opportunistic for him, right? Because their aggro, the liquid aggro lane went very poorly. It was the Tiny Chen lane. And he just kind of came in, cleaned up those kills. Then he went top, cleaned up those kills. And then he was able to kind of get to his level 6 kind of unimpeded. And he agreed that this laning phase for Pango, you just don't do anything. So it is going to be a much less impactful hero for Boboka in those first 6 to 8 minutes. But if you could get to 10 to 12 minutes, again, without losing your laning phase too hard, and you get to that level 6, then you're a superstar again.
I think IG may consider going for a Tinker here. There's not the best options for kind of locking him down. It's good against the Terrorblade.
Have they played Tinker since they traded out OP for XXS?
I believe XXS does play this hero. So
okay.
Obviously, OP before was the...
their lineup is like all over the place though if they finish up with a Tinker. Because, I don't know, the lineup feels really weird. I mean, I can understand the pick there against the Terrorblade. Because you have all these like heroes that really want to fight, and then you have this Tinker.
Yeah, you don't have something that takes advantage of your abandoned pick, right? It's like you've got all these...
It's going to be good if you get to the point where you have Radiance on Abaddon, and then your Tinker has like Dagger, Aghanims. but their early game is very, very difficult to pull through. Like, we just discussed how much of a tough spot Pango can be as a support if the lanes are not going well. And I can see this game, the lanes are going to be really tough for IG.
I was just adjusting my lapel there.
With your upside down Storm Spirit head.
10 seconds.
So I guess what, DK against the Storm?
Yeah, DK got
5
banned.
seconds
It
remaining.
was
Oh,
also
DK's
Optic's
banned.
preferred CC&C offlane hero. If they could switch it up,
There's still the Puck,
yeah, I would say like Puck or Nyx Assassin.
but they did have like one game that didn't work where they had this like 4 magic heroes and 1 core. Did they lose that game? I remember they drafted one of the games they drafted that way. Was it with? I think it was with Terabit as well.
Is LGD.
Yeah,
They played up
DP
against.
is much more like balanced throughout, and they have this silence against the Storm, which is going to be pretty useful. And the lane as well, like CC and C should be able to dominate the Storm in the lane, and that's his strength.
Yeah, and then in turn, it probably means we have an aggro Trine lane around the Venomancer, or like some sort of dual lane, right?
Even a 2-1-2 would be fine, I
Yeah,
think.
Veno Sand King, I think, is probably adequate.
Okay, Jack, what do you fancy more?
I like the Pango. I think IG is a better team than people are giving them credit for, and I think they're going to take the game 1 in this series.
I like how you looked at me when you said people.
Catalyst
I
thinks.
was just looking towards my co-panels.
I, on
Winter.
the other hand, do not
Yes.
like the Pango as a support, so I
Okay.
am going to go with Optic.
Purely on the Pango.
Yeah,
I,
I mean,
I am open.
Overall as well, I think
Okay.
overall they have a much easier like lineup to to execute, and they have the DP against Storm, which I think CC and C is just going to destroy.
So,
Yeah,
okay.
you don't have a hero to be able to impact the laning phase as well as you would like. The laning phase is going to be won by Optic, I think, and as a result, I think Storm Spirit won't have enough damage to kill these heroes, so Optic.
All right, 2 for Optic and 1 for IG. That is the view of the panel, but of course it doesn't really matter what they think. It matters how the players perform inside the arena, which is where we're heading now for Game 1 between Optic and IG.
Thanks, Paul. Here ringside with my good buddy Lacoste. We're getting ready to bring you the 3rd breakout bracket matchup right now. We got to find out, is it going to be the green wall or is it going to be the great wall? Lacoste, panel seems pretty split about this one. What is your take on it?
So far, I would say the great green wall. I love the last pickup. You and me discussed what the last pick is going to be. I got it right. That Prophet just to control the Abaddon and the Storm Spirit in these fights. This AoE silence is going to be really huge. Also, I don't like the Pango as position 4, but we'll have to see how that works out. They've run it a couple of times already.
Baboka is like that innovator of the 4 position, though. It was just last DAC that the Monkey King was, well, king, and Baboka brought the best Monkey King to the game. I'm curious if he can pull kind of the same stunt here with, of course, the Pango.
We'll have to see about that. As Zai played the really mean Pango as position 4, so it's doable. I think teams still trying to figure out whether Pango is going to be a mid laner, is it going to be an off laner, position 4. But he definitely needs items to come online. He's really an item-dependent hero.
Yeah, one of those like heavy burst kind of heroes, offers a little bit of utility with that rolling thunder. We'll have to see the matchup. For Optic, we're seeing a lot of really comfort picks almost. Pycat on that Terrorblade. Name a more iconic duo, really, in 7.12.
When he saw Peter Pan Dam in the hallway, he looked so calm. He was ready, man. He was ready to slay some Chinese.
Seeing a little bit of fisticuffs to start this one on. SRF getting a bit anxious here, trying to go for the bounty rune. He will be able to secure it, but does get hit with a couple of shots on the way out. These bounty runes are going to be split right down the middle between both these teams. And already we're seeing a little bit of an audible call as we switch things up. Look at early smoke movement coming out from Baboka to plant a nice ward. Look at that.
Yeah, that ward gives a lot of vision. It gives covers all the vision for your mid laner, and it shows when the supports are moving from the mid lane. They might even want to get the courier. Oh, this is good, but the courier is waiting.
It is. I'm sure Optic are trying to keep in check who is in what lane and do a bit of a roll call to see who's around. And in the meantime, they're going to keep that courier parked. Play it safe. Smart choice here. Otherwise, this could cripple CC&C quite a bit in their early laning phase. Pull out your third eye. We got the Tri-Cam pulling out right now. Get a bit of coverage to see how this lane spread grows. Along the bottom, SRF able to get off a nice pull. He's going to take that with him all the way up to the off lane.
Yeah, he's using a lot of resources to pull it. He already used the 4 tangos already, but he wants to get the lane back. And Pango might pull it again. This double pull is really working miracles for IG.
Is this really like where the meta's become? Because this seems like something you could do on either side. Just constant off-lane pulls here. But Boca dancing his way with the creeps, taking him all the way up to that off-lane.
This is the first time I see it. The first pull and the second one coming right after. Usually there was one hero disrupting the enemy heroes, just buying time, and then the other one pulls. But look at this. This is some next level stuff right there.
He's taking it along the longer road as well to have it timed out a bit better. Here comes Peter to try to stop him in his tracks, but I don't think he could do a whole lot to prevent the wave from going that direction. He's just going to try to pop up a couple of quick little shots here, maybe hit an early Maldic, but nonetheless, this is you know, a bit intriguing for PyCat. He will be able to get a little bit of a wave to work with here, but you know, obviously this is going to be a pretty nice advantage for IG out of the gate.
Yeah, definitely. Also, top lane is going all right for Optic. Venomancer and Zai are doing a good job. They have a lot of slow. Once Sanking hits level 2, that's going to be pretty much 100 movement speed.
Heavy hits onto aggressive, but they quickly turn their attention onto Zai with the Thunder Strike and the right clicks. It is going to be Q who secures the first blood for IG on this one.
Yeah, they should be trying to focus Disruptor in this lane. Tiny is really beefy. He has 0 armor, but still his HP gain, his strength is really, really huge at the start.
Going to be back into lane action. They'll welcome him with a new Burrow Strike here, but all for flirting, nothing too hard committed. The kill potential, not the best here for Optic at the moment, not till they get a few more levels under their belt. 3-3 though, able to pop off a salve in the corner, and they're going to slowly walk him home. I might have just jinxed myself. Kill potential? I think Optic actually might have it. Oh, I double jinxed
Damage
myself.
over time, Caustic Finale, it's going to be enough.
They got it.
Oh.
Yes, it's a slow and very painful death, but it's a death nonetheless, and we're even now 1-1.
Yeah, Thurblade is getting pressured on the bottom lane. Now that they have 2 creep waves coming, they can also use a glyph. He also pierces through Peter Pan Dam. He might actually pull the wave again. Oh my god, this is getting so annoying for Optic's bottom lane.
Yes, it is. Now PyCat has to continue to work CSing under that tower. And look at Optic are like, you're going to pull our wave? We're going to pull your wave. Zai does his own lane pull up at the top. And, you know, that's where Dota's becoming right now. Let's touch base briefly on this mid lane, the DP Storm matchup. It started pretty favored for the Storm, but as time goes on, it looks like CC&C's been able to pull it together nicely here on the DP. 17 and 8 CS for him. Early Soul Siphon to kind of fend off XXS. Still pockets that one salve, maybe forced to use it here, and there he goes.
Yeah, CC is doing a good job on a mid lane, level 5.5 against level 4.5, which is pretty expected. The Death Prophet pretty much destroys that lane and is not really affected by, let's say, movement from Disruptor or Pango. They need to get Storm Spirit to level 6 if they want to try to get a kill on that Prophet, but even then it's going to be really hard.
Even if it is hard, though, is that something that IG are going to have to just try to shoot for? Oh, they were doing a little bit of aggression here for PyCat. The swashbuckle, a little off the mark there to find connection for PyCat. Maybe they were anticipating he was going to cut a bit harder, but no, he does sidestep it a bit. Even with all the lane pulls, PyCat is still winning the CS game overall. He's now neck and neck with CC&C at 25 apiece. So not too shabby, while SRF only has the 10. And of course, Baboka doing a lot of the legwork with just 1 CS to his name. So not too shabby for Optic. I guess it could have been more dramatic in their favor if those pulls never happened.
Yeah, panel discussed about PyCat. He looks like the best player. I would give 33 and him probably the best player of War than Optic at the moment.
Oh, for Baboka here. As Baboka is actually looking to turn it around, hits the swashbuckle, and the 3 of them are going to be able to get the quick an easy takedown of PyCat. They recognize how things are getting a little out of order for Optic in the bottom, and they quickly do something about it.
Nah, that was not it. I just jinxed him. That was the cause.
That's a classic caster's curse we got there, Lacoste. Top lane, Avalanche out, aggressive feeling the pressure. Optic, no, there is no support nearby, but here comes a rotation from Baboka. The one man who was parked there at the bottom was able to rotate over to bail out his comrade.
Oh, PPD.
Meanwhile, yep, at mid, PPD strolls on through the neighborhood. Q tries to lock him down a bit, but is not going to be able to have the glimpse at the ready or any way to kind of pull him back in.
Yeah,
Oh.
the DP ulti is used. There's a siege creep, but wow, again, Boboka pulling the creep wave, just buying the time.
It's back, though. It's coming back. It is buying a little bit of time, though. CCNC with the Soul Siphon. In the meantime, Q gets the finish onto Zai. But we're keeping pressure here. CCNC is going to be forced to step off a bit and wait for that ult to come back into play. He's pretty low on life, and XXS is level 6. Not careful, but look at Pycat, the roaming, ganking Terrorblade, just walks in, dishes off a cute little right click, and XXS will be able to jump back and actually take the last hit on a ward that Q's going to be able to get rid of.
Yeah, Pycat is not getting a lot of CS at the moment because bottom lane was pressured. That's why Zai is on the bottom lane just collecting the XP.
Top lane, 3-3 in a bit of trouble. Here comes a Resif with the Molly Whopping Bat. Smacks him down. And look at IG off to the races here. 4-1, a hot start for them.
Yeah, when he uses whatever, Heartbreaker, Heart Piercer, those targets are so easy to take down.
Right now he sports a 2-1-1 skill spread on that Pango. And lots of mileage for Boboka already. Easily able to jump back and around. Now they're looking to make a move onto Q here in the bottom lane. Heavy burrow strike initiation from Zai with the Metamorph. They're not able to get enough to get the finish onto Q, and look at them turn it around. It's a 4-on-2, and they're going to be able to get the takedown of Pycat. Let's go ahead and make it a +1 as they get the set for Zai. Zai, though, gets a nice turnaround, finishes off Q, and now he looks to hide within the trees here. He has no TP, nowhere to run. This will turn into a 2-for-1 trade, favorable for IG.
Yeah, this is exactly what IG needs to do. Mid lane is still not done. Tower still has some HP left because of that Boboka pull, so they should use Storm Spirit more aggressively, especially with Abaddon. Pretty hard to take down. Abaddon's still not level 6, though.
Yeah, and they're looking to try to get him down just before he hits that level 6 mark. It's so close. He looks to hide within the trees. They're scouting him out with those Veno wards. Tries to creep out to the side. He gets a new shield off. Actually, one more creep goes down. He has level 6. He levels it up, he'd be fine, but oh, he's not even under threat. He's looking to turn his attention actually onto 3-3, and they continue to dance behind the tower. 3-3 tries to juke him out. He's forced to level the ultimate, but he's not going to get a whole lot of damage. Oh, the wards, though, do pepper him up. Pycat's waiting for 3-3. This is the most awkward thing ever.
Yeah,
but
he's
look,
going to go
SRF's
down.
in trouble. The wards are going to be able to get... Oh, he can't...
Oh, no. Oh, wow. The Tango. He had a Tango on himself, but it was not enough. That's level 3 Poison Sting.
Wow, that was the longest winded kill ever. But 3-3 with the slippery moves behind the trees is going to earn them the takedown of the Abaddon, even though he's able to get that level 6. Boboka shows up, eats the reflection, and Optic are going to look to take down and secure a tier 1 tower if possible.
Yeah, they should take that top tower so they have an advantage, so they can be more aggressive on a top lane if possible, and give time to Pycat to actually recover. He's sitting on only 2.7k net worth at the moment, being level 5.
Looks like on our second Death Prophet ulti, they will get that finish for the mid-tier 1, but bottom lane, a jump on in, a setup for PPD. That one should be easy peasy, aggressive. Gonna get the last notch right there with the throw of the tree. Back at top lane, another kill to be had. This one on the 3-3, our first rolling thunder to come out from Boboka. He will lose his own life though as Pycat steps in. Take one of ours, we're gonna take one of yours. And look at this, CCNC shows up as well. SRF forced to go through the borrow time yet again. They'll hit him with a Soul Siphon and slowly bring him down. Quinn will pick that one up. And we're split 2-2 now as far as kills on that.
Yeah, Quinn at this point is really farmed, and they should play around him, use that farm that he has. He's really getting close to his Yule Scepter as well, which is going to be great against Pango. He has time to cancel his ulti, also good against the Storm Spirit for the setup on Silence, and also a Baron ulti.
Heavy attention to come here. IG, though they're getting a lot of kills across the map, have yet to kind of strike at that first objective. Moving in for tier 1s, that's where Optic has been able to be a bit more successful. Taking down 2 tier 1s now has still earned them just a small margin of a net worth lead. Pycat's able to kind of roam his way through that top lane, hoping to be ignored, while IG, I imagine, are getting ready to go back into killing action here soon enough. I've spotted that XXS does have that bottled DD to work with now. But while he heads top, the rest of his team are taking a journey down south, it would appear. PPD yet again, the lone defender at the moment. Does need to be a little bit careful. May be forced to sacrifice their first tier 1.
Yeah, the Siege Wagon spawn, so that's gonna definitely be a bottom tower taken from IG. They can easily connect with, look at the damage coming out from the just level 1 Curse of Avernus. Attack speed with the Tiny, more than enough.
Pretty well. Potential setup here on the mid lane. CCNC was able to get that tier 1 already, but Q has been waiting around nearby, has that level 3 glimpse, and here comes the Rolling Thunder. They go charging in, and they glimpse him right back into the kinetic field. Aggressive also on the scene, moves up with the toss, but man, this Death Prophet able to easily take it up. He's got 2 Soul Siphons out right now, and he's going to be able to get the 1 finish onto Baboka. Nicely done from CCNC. They turn the tide with assistance coming in from Zai.
Yeah, that's a little bit of misplay, and they wanted to go on a Dead Prophet who had 3 Spirit Siphon charges, which is pretty impossible to take down. There's no burst damage whatsoever, and Disruptor is only level 5, so they can't really silence him and keep him in place to actually deal the damage.
The XXS adding the pressure back on that top lane where Pycat pushed it out. Quickly will TP away. Pycat goes back on the move. It looks like Pycat has queued up straight to a Dragon Lance. We've been seeing a lot of different early builds here for Terrorblades throughout this tournament already. There, Lacoste, you know, some even going for that early S and Y, just going for the tank ability. Do you like straight to the Dragon Lance in this particular game?
Well, it gives him also the tankiness, and it's pretty cheap, easy to make. The stats that he gets is always good for Terrorblade, increases the attack range as well. Zai still not close to that Blink Dagger, 1,000 gold away, but they're doing a good job. Quinn on top of the net ward.
Peter
going
for the
he doesn't
TP
see
out.
him.
He's gone. Q just a little off the vision right there to be able to go for a glimpse return, and Peter will make it a bay just narrowly. Meanwhile, hear the call of the Death Prophet ulti here. The ghosts are out. Baboka's hiding within the trees. It seems that Quinn knows he's there. Baboka goes for the Rolling Thunder. Around he goes, and out the other end. See you later, Baboka.
Yeah, I think he's going the wrong way. I'm not sure, though.
He's looking to wipe out the creep wave and cut it down. That's a nice call to make. That's Optic are trying to pressure on forward. They'll have no more creeps to work with now and have to battle their way potentially through backdoor protection, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be the case. They'll easily be able to get that finish on the tier 2.
So yeah, Venomancer is not the hero anymore that deals damage. He's more of a utility. He just wants to get to that level 10 where he gets the 90 GPM, and then he can build those utility items, Force Staffs, Pipes, whatever it's needed, Solar Crests.
Like a regular thrift store there. Meanwhile, down below, we see SRF, the lone split pusher here for IG. Looking to pull the attention from OG. Meanwhile, glimpse back onto PPD. There's the Avalanche. Aggressive Heidi-ho, tosses him right up and down, and they'll get the finish. Q snipes that one.
Yeah, that should be rewarded, that ward. They saw PPD. There's nothing that he can do there, so it's probably going to get rewarded.
Yeah, what the hell are you doing in our neighborhood? Go figure, they circle out the perimeter, and they should be able to get that D ward. It's not too of a unfamiliar spot either. See Q heading the direction now with the sentry. He'll look to take care of that. Zai getting closer and closer to that Blink Dagger. Oh, he misses the D ward.
He places another one.
He will be able to get it. Meanwhile, the top lane, Zai in a bit of trouble. Could be delayed now on the Blink Dagger. Aggressive. Well, for his namesake, playing quite aggressive in this game already. Strings together a 3rd kill, now on a killing spree with that one. He is got his Blink Dagger if he wants it. Don't know if he's considering a change to the Shadow Blade or not. Or no, he's going to pick it up here in the side shop right now. Now even more kill potential. Pretty much PPD has got to be on the DL, hidden away. I mean, even same for the Venomancer potentially. He's got a lot of bursting targets out there.
Yeah, now that the Disruptor has that ulti, he has the smoke as well, they want to make an action with Tiny, so they don't want to reveal the Blink Dagger, they want to get a kill first. Ideally, it would be a Terrorblade, but they don't see him currently.
Like the potential pickup here. It looks like Baboka is got the urn, and I would imagine in the future could turn that into a Spirit Vessel, right? Could be very nice against someone like the DP.
Definitely, and you have a Witch Doctor healing as well.
Mm-hmm. This game feeling pretty close in terms of net worth here. Still that rotation possibly to come from IG as they head to the bottom-hand side. Optic a bit more reserved with what they'd like to do. Still trying to just maintain their farm. Get Zai back into that Blink Dagger probably first and foremost before they go back on the action path again.
The big strength of Optic's lineup is the damage over time. You have this Ghost that can be focused. You have Venomancer ulti if you pop it on a couple of the heroes. And also if they manage to take down, let's say, 2 or 3 heroes, it opens up the Roche for them. And their siege of the base, tier 3 towers, which is the hardest thing in Dota, is amazing. You have Terrorblade, one of the best heroes against it. You have DP ulti and Venomancer ward. So it's going to be really hard for IG to engage this fight, even though they have a Storm Spirit plus a Tiny with a Blink Dagger.
The Zai having to put up with this SRF-dominated catapult. They keep shielding up. Really hard for Optic to kind of fend off the pressure here from this bottom lane, and as they do that, Baboka gets his own free lane to work with at the top. Quinn is currently sitting inside this Roche pit too. I'm not sure if it's something that's on the agenda right now.
Yeah, they're going to go for it. Meta is up.
All right. They move in with the meta and with
it's
the DP ult.
Never mind, it's being pinged out by a Sanking. So PPD with that Invis rune is just going to scout out to see if they're going. Boca knows something is up.
He wants to go in. He's stuck up above. Hops in, hops back out. Thinks about hopping back in yet again. Die with the Sandstorm. They roll on in, but the Roche has been done, and Pycat picks it up. Oh, Baboka tries to make an escape, but they got the Yules waiting for him. They even sunder the poor guy.
Yeah,
and they finish him off.
Yeah, that was not the best Pango play. Also, they know that they have a ward on their high ground again, because CCNC used the Yule Scepter immediately after he used Swashbuckle.
Yep, good eyes there. Something I'm sure Q and company will be privy to and look to kind of get rid of. XXS, as we see, to the bottom lane, looking to push things out. He's got that Bloodstone in hand now. Q and Viz, they jump on in. They got it with the Q ulti. CCNC in a bit of trouble. Forced to self-Yules and make it back and away, but that might be too much burst. But no! Whoa. He survives, turns it around with the Soul Siphon. Now he begins to suck it right on up, and XXS silenced. Does make it out just in time. Jumps once, jumps twice, and he's out of here.
Yeah, that was a really hard to kill to start with. Again, they're trying to go on a DP. They have good burst damage inside in terms of Tiny and Disruptor, but he has a Yule Scepter. They can't lock him down afterwards, so then the Spirit Siphon comes.
So what do you think about the call then? It looks like Aggressive's Tiny, after picking up the Blink Dagger, is going to move into a Yasha. Not anything like an Echo Saber to really enhance the burst even further. Do you think that's the right call to make?
I prefer that he goes for the damage build, Echo Saber, and then you pick up the 30 damage talent, so it's a double hit, so it's basically 60 damage, and you have a high damage. I mean, in general, you have a high damage. That's almost 200 damage at this point. Once they get a Blink Dagger on a Pango as well, they're going to be even more mobile, so they need to cut into the backlines, try to get the hands on maybe Venomancer. That's why maybe Shadow Blade would be a better choice for Tiny. You have a lot of overtime damage, so even if you blink in first time, you're going to be in a bad spot, so you won't be able to blink out. Like all these Venom wards hitting you, Maledict, Caustic Finale, whatever, Reflection.
So much freaking dot damage coming in from Optic. It's going to make it very hard for the maneuverability of IG.
Yeah, I love the build on CCNC, the Eon Disc. That's one of the better items you can get on a DP, so you can't get bursted, especially with heroes like a Disruptor, Tiny, even Storm Spirit, so they can't lock him down. So you always have enough time to use Yule Scepter, use Spirit Siphons, blink in, blink out. You can play also very aggressive. They might even go for tier 3 towers there. The Metamorphosis is up. Still half of the duration left on the Death Prophet ulti.
Yep, to the high ground. A defense will begin to form here for IG, but oh my goodness, they look to jump in right away. SRF does get the ulti off and will restore a lot of that life. Pycat doubling back a bit, still has that Sunder rolling. Thunder flying on through, and a quick swashbuckle out. Kinetic Field gonna get dropped, and they're able to burst down the Venomancer and get him done before an ulti can even come out. Now looking to go for the back lines. XXS jumps right in, has to jump right back out. Aggressive in a world of hurt. Pycat bringing the right click, able to easily bring down one. It looks to go for Baboka next. One more right click should do it. They got him down two. Buybacks now being forced out from IG. They know that they're already in a bit of a pickle. And it looks like Optic will force them to spend the dollar and quickly pull away.
Yeah, a couple of buybacks. Plus, DP ulti was running out, so good choice from Optic just to back out there. They don't have the best catch on side of IG. Yes, Storm was dead, then Disruptor also died, so they lack control after that. Pango already used his ulti.
Storm, though, continues to just narrowly escape, so he's able to hold on to those precious charges while he can. But IG kind of getting a taste of possibly what's to come here from Optic if they continue to do as they please. Our net worth has been able to have a sizable advantage. We'll check that one once again here. The siege is on. Immediate pressure onto SRF. They're almost able to burst him down. Yeah. But then it's a little chaotic here.
Yeah, we saw the great initiation by Zai. They go on Baron, forces them to use the ulti so he can be standing in the front line. He needs to stay a little bit back.
It was a good catch for XXS. It forced him back inside, and then aggressive without, already using his combo, had really nothing else to offer and just became the focal target of PyCat at that point. PyCat, after picking up that Dragon Lance now in SNY, this guy's getting pretty yoked.
Yeah, there's no need to go for Manta style. He just wants to tank up, nothing to remove. He doesn't want to get bursted by Storm Spirit or Tiny. That's why he went for the SNY instead of Manta.
Back to the objective pack for both these teams. Yeah. Optic able to secure the tier 2 there at the mid lane. IG secure the tier 2 at the bottom, and then quickly have to call back to the base because we have a Death Prophet ulti up and ready to go. In just about 10 seconds, we'll also have Metamorph ready here for PyCat.
Yeah, also one of the reasons that he decided to go for SNY is that he sees Storm Spirit items, so he adjusts to that. Storm Spirit is not close to any second item right now. Even if he gets Orchid at that point, he's going to have BKB, so he's not going to be afraid of that. And you don't want to focus a Terrorblade with the BKB. Pretty hard to take down, so there's always a Sunder threat that they need to be afraid of.
Eyeballing some of Optic's supports here, and they've been able to pick up some nice utility. Pipe completed on 33, and Zai's going to be going for the Yules now after completing out that Blink Dagger. It's going to be that much more difficult for IG to find those appropriate targets and go for the finish. And look at that, a Radiance to Q here for SRF and on his Abaddon. Could be pretty helpful. Extra bit of evasion. Especially if he wants to be that tanky frontliner. And that BKB you mentioned for PyCat, it's already in hand. Shiny and new, 10 seconds. Baboka looking to play with it a bit. Quickly puts himself within the trees. Oh, and a smoke here from Optic. It looks like they're ready to get something done.
Yeah, the way these fights, after they start, if Optic uses meta, then you're kind of afraid. Then he uses Reflection, DP ulti, Venomancer wards, and there's always a fear of the good epi. So really hard for IG to fight into this.
Get that Hellbear Smasher. Not a fan of the tomatoes here. Optic get rid of the little guy. And now begin their assault. We could see the Death Prophet ulti come out now. And there it is. Spooky Ghosts to the skies now. IG going to be tested on yet another defense. PyCat begins to go to work. And that's when the Rolling Thunder comes out from Baboka, dancing around a bit, knowing he can use that magic immunity to cause a bit of a ruckus, but he has to go right back inside.
Eon Disc Pop.
Yeah, CCNC gets glimpsed under the kinetic field, but that's not going to be enough to do anything about it. Now CCNC puts his focus onto the little disruptor and easily finishes him off. Long jumps to come in from XXS. Looking to go for the grab on the CCNC, but I think Optic just have too much ammunition and too much firepower. IG are getting forced back within their own base, and these Raxes are going to begin to crumble.
They can just easily go back right now. No Pango ulti. They have a glimpse from Disruptor, but they should be happy with just this. One more buyback committed. So every time Optic has the ultis, by ultis I mean Terrorblade's meta and the DP ulti, they should just go and try again. Bottom tower is pretty low as well. If they want to play this safe, they can take the Roche and then go again. Roche spawner time, let's see.
Getting close.
Yeah, I can't see because of the picture. Thank you, PPD. Those mustache covered the Roche timer.
Their team showing a lot of patience, just as much patience as PPD has with his facial hair, but that's fine. They're getting the job done, and I would wager the safer play would be going for the Roche, and it's already up too. Very favorable for Optic now, and I imagine something that IG are going to be checking the clock on.
It feels really hard for IG again to fight. They will need to cut into the backlines, maybe try to get the hands on Witch Doctor and maybe Sanking, but it's hard because they have a lot of kiting tools inside of Optic as well. You have these 2 Yule Scepters, Witch Doctor, Heal. Pretty hard to take down. You can always be afraid of the Terrorblade, who can use Sunder, which Ramses loves to do just to save the teammates. Remember that time when he used it on solo and then they just team wiped the enemy team.
And then when they do it, it's just like, it's almost like a choreographed dance. Like no call needed to be made. He was already there to make it happen. And in this game, you know, one you were anticipating with the Storm pick, they were going to be able to get a lot done. Top, though, bring in the Thunder right now is going to be Zai. Moving on in, it looks like they get a nice side pickoff of Aggressive. He's out for 50 seconds, no buyback. That's
a great pickup now, the Roche spawn. So if IG wants to drag this, they should try to skip the waves, buy time with Storm Spirit and with the Pango. They clear the wave pretty fast and pretty hard to catch because Optic doesn't have the best catch besides the Sanking.
XXS is able to kind of add some pressure here to the bottom lane, but Optic don't really seem to mind at all. They have bigger things on their mind. The Roche. And with this tool could help them secure yet another set of racks.
Yep. A lot of vision from Helm of the Dominator creep, Venom Ward. Pretty hard for IG to actually approach. Storm Spirit should be the one trying to maybe snatch the Aegis.
Yeah, he's busy doing other things, unfortunately. Farming the jungle of Optic side while eyeballing the push towards the bottom. Zai finds a catch potentially here for Baboka. Baboka going to be forced to swashbuckle, jump over out to the side and go into the Rolling Thunder. But the net,
there's the net,
locks him in his place. And now he's stuck in a bit of an awkward jam. And he's going to be brought down within the trees. Glimpse all the way back onto CCNC to get him off the back of SRF.
Bye-bye, Oka.
Boca gone. Here comes Optic now, parading their way down the mid lane here. Obviously going to look to cut to the side. It looks like north they will go.
I don't feel Optic can throw this game. They were playing pretty safe so far. DP just pops the ulti. That's level 3 ulti with the meta. They have Cheese and Aegis on Terrorblade. Cheese on the DP though. Pretty hard to take it down.
Jump from XXS. That's the pop of the disc. He was not able to get a catch with the initial jump in. So the firepower again is just not really there. IG shooting Nerf guns at this point, while Optic just a battering ram right now, going through the top of the base. Pycat just laying it in on thick onto these racks. Finally trying to go for a jump onto CCNC, committing in the kinetic field as well. But this man just simply will not be brought down. They may have to settle for Peter, but not even that kill is going to come easy. They'll finally get it done. SRF tries to head out the other direction, but they'll quickly lose one. They quickly might lose another. Aggressive to run out the other way, and Optic obviously feeling themselves at this point. Know that the towel could be thrown in any second from IG in game number 1.
Yeah, there's nothing IG at this point can do. You're forced into a scenario where you need to fight, but you're not strong enough to take the fight. No burst damage whatsoever. Pretty much everyone on Optic Gaming is tanky with that pipe on 33. There's just no way for IG to come back into this game. Like, also, the heroes don't scale that well. You have a Tiny who's easy to kite, especially at this point. It's all that slow, and then you have a Pango, Disruptor, Storm Spirit. That's like one more fight, and that's it. Maybe if they just even get a pick off.
I think it was Scriff who said it. If you're a Tiny at this point in the game, you jump in, you do your combo, and they don't even lose like a third of their life, you're in trouble. Something's not right. I don't imagine Aggressive is going to be getting another item at this point unless they can somehow find a good turnaround.
Yeah, 33 again with some mind-blowing plays. He went for a pipe, which is usually a first or second item on Veno, but then he went for Helm of the Dominator. So he gets the net creep, so he can actually disrupt the Pango's ulti.
We're not going to be seeing as many aggressive Rolling Thunders to come out from Baboka. He thought he would be almost an immortal as he's able to do that, but now 33 with the answer. And here comes the final stretch of Optic looking to hit it up from the southern front. Can IG do something about it? And I like this. They have to do something desperate, and they're going to go for the wraparound play.
That's desperation smoke.
Oh, but Zai spots out one on the side. They know something's happening here. Double jump to come in from XXS. They put their immediate focus onto Zai, but can't fish him off. He gets the Yules. They'll finally bring him down, but it may be too late. Here comes Pycat, and that man's got a big double damage, and he hits like a truck. Boom, boom, boom. SRF forced to go out with the ulti. Baboka feeling the pain, goes to the low ground, tries to jump up and over, but he's not going to be able to make it away. It's CCNC with a godlike right now.
33 says, plague our enemies. That could be a line for Necro as well. And GG is
The
called.
GG has been called, and IG will drop the first one. Optic continue the streak alive for the Western Front here in the breakout bracket. Just one game away from advancing into the main bracket.
Wow, Optic has been playing really well. A lot of people were not giving Quinn credit for his performances. It was a sacrificial lamb so far. So they are playing around Quinn, and now they give him a better mid matchup, and he just destroyed the lane.
Optic got to be feeling really good there. It felt like at the
they're
laning
locked.
phase, IG, get me the hell out of here. Yeah, they're going to be fine to make it out right now. Going to be feeling
We need
real
some air.
good. How much of it would you put this on the draft? I mean, you were calling for the Death Prophet, it felt like, from halfway through the draft. Felt like something that could have been a bit predictable, but were IG just kind of busy focusing on other things?
Yeah, it was clearly an out draft from Optic Gaming. Even if they, let's say, played the best of 5, I think maybe one game could have been taken on the dire side lineup.
If you had to personally pick an MVP for Optic's lineup, what would you do? Who would you pick?
I would definitely call Quinn. His positioning is sometimes not the best, but he was being really on point this game.
Awesome stuff. All right, that wraps things up for game number 1. Let's send it back over to Paul and the gang at the panel to get their thoughts on this Optic versus IG game 1.
Yes, thank you very much, Cuddle Guy and Lacoste.